Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. We're taking a quick look here at ICP. Really just going to jump into some dollar cost average targets and kind of anticipate where we're going to go next. Mainly looking at liquidation 2 as a barometer of liquidation areas and ranges that may or may not get hit here soon. It does look like we got a little bit more left to the downside. So don't forget to hit that like button, folks, and make sure you check out Bitunix 2, phenomenal exchange. Link down below for some nice deposit reward bonus there. If you used my link to register in the past, you're automatically eligible. Don't worry about it. That's available, I believe, in your reward center. So take a look here at ICP. First of all, liquidation is pretty heavy in both directions, but we're closer to the lower range. So what's to stop them from hitting that 630, 640 mark? At this point, though, we can see as low as about 631. We got a good chunk, maybe about 60, 70 million in liquidation below that 650 range. So keep in mind that's present there. From a macro perspective, there's a large amount at 550. So let's not say that the bottom's in just yet. I'm going to recommend for our dollar cost average targets, somewhere in that range of that liquidation is likely a good place to consider dollar cost averaging. Okay. Again, I get a lot of requests daily for DCA targets, so I'm just going to try to start incorporating that more into my playout charts. So just heads up on that. That's just something to kind of be mindful of. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. It just implies if we get there, it would be a good place to kind of average into your position because they're just kind of some key focal points that may or may not be hit in the future. But if it is, the likelihood of recovering from there is pretty high because a lot of times you hit those levels and the price just bounces right off of it. In fact, sometimes you hit those levels and you don't even get filled because you're in a big line with everyone else. So little friendly advice there. DCA targets, maybe add a cent or a dollar to it depending on the coin you're trading. Just average in just a little bit higher than that actual level. Okay. Take a look here, liquidation delta is super high. For shorts, we got a lot of people shorting the market right now. There's no reason to take a long. This is kind of just the trend, the overall trend setter, if you will, letting us know that you're trading against the grain if you're taking a long position with this coin. Take a look here, of course, we can see open interest is pretty heavy, about 715, 720. In fact, we took a long in that range, had to close that one out early before we hit our stop loss because there's no point in holding onto a coin that is invalidated. Future reference, if you're not familiar with that, please read through my trade alerts every time I send out a trade analysis or send out a trade signal rather. After analyzing the charts, I'll give you an update on what's going on more specifically here. If you see resistances at 740, invalidation for a long close below $7, which is something we saw yesterday. So that's exactly why I woke up this morning, closed the trade. It's normal and standard to close trades, folks, early. It's okay to do that. There's nothing wrong with it. Sometimes I know holding on you'll be able to recover it over time, but the market right now is not giving us any indication that coins are going to recover right now. Bitcoin dominance is just continuing to stay sideways and go up for the most part. It's not a good situation for alts. I don't really foresee alt season happening anytime soon. Ever since Bitcoin ETF, we're seeing occasional coins jump up and down here and there, but for the most part, it's going to be a pretty significant chop salad. Speaking of chop salad, that's basically what's going on with Bitcoin right now. If you're not familiar, it's exactly it. Just up, down, big ol' mess. So not a lot of fun, unfortunately, but hypothetically, you could have a lot more success and you will have more success shorting the market. Okay. Now, again, you want to be careful doing that because as soon as everyone flips short, the price goes up for Bitcoin and altcoins recover. So it's not that easy, but the overall trend is down. Shorting coins is a little more practical at this point, especially those who have lost their key level supports, which we're on the verge of doing here, and we're going to talk about that. First of all, daily time frame. Let's recognize this here first and foremost. Daily time frame is probably not looking so good. Okay, now it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that we're below all moving averages. Pretty much all daily time frames on majority of coins, like 95% of them, there's occasional outliers, are going to show bearish divergence. In other words, every single indication here is letting us know the price is more likely to go down than up. Now, granted, ICP had a pretty good little relief rally here roughly a couple weeks ago, roughly a half a week to a week ago. We were at 750. Now we're down at like 640. But crazy thing is, 2 months ago, we were up here as high as about $15, right? So that's just how crazy and volatile the market is. It's not ideal. Now that we've taken a big tumble, it's going to take a little while to break back up, okay? So again, the key takeaway here is that we want to wait for this descending trend line to be broken, at the very least the 20-day SMA to be broken. Future reference, I always update our playout charts. I post a new playout chart and DCA targets on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. So if you're not familiar, it looks a little something like this, so you can kind of get gauge of what's going on. So I'll have that posted there. It'll be available for you if you're watching this video. So check that out, of course. Anyways, I don't necessarily take all the time to update that on the charts here while I'm analyzing the charts, just to give you perspective. It takes a little while to kind of clean up the charts. That being said, we got upper liquidation and lower liquidation. So the easy way to understand it is, we got pretty heavy concentrations of liquidation on both sides. All right. Once more, I'll clean this up here soon. But the general consensus is the daily time frame looks terrible. 4-hour time frame, same thing as well. We're under all moving averages, at least the important ones. You can see here as well that we are also. Oh, yeah, okay, I moved that. But no matter how you look at it, we're underneath all the RSIs. Everything looks pretty bearish here on the 4-hour time frame. There's really no reason to take a long. And I'll save you the time too. The hourly time frame is not giving us any kind of hidden convergence or something like that. Granted, Bitcoin's starting to bottom out. Altcoins seem like they've stopped hemorrhaging for the moment just because of how well Bitcoin's holding 94,000. It's not great, but I do think we may see a slight relief rally here soon. It's going to be brief though, folks. I wouldn't attach yourself to it. But for right now, let's go ahead and take a look while I got you on here. Just quickly look at some macro DCA target ranges and just kind of see where we're at. Okay, so we actually have to go kind of far back here on our DCA targets. And a lot of times what I look at is previous candlestick closures. And we can see here 735, 675, and roughly 650. Really, we're kind of in that lower support range. We lose this area, we're probably going to see further downside. So there's no other way around it. Honestly, from a macro perspective, there's no real DCA targets below the price action right now. I would recommend waiting. So again, let's go ahead and hold off on that. Pause that. I'll post play out chart again with some recommended areas there. But the truth is, if you take a couple of candle wicks down, we've really truly never closed anywhere below 650 yet. At least it's been years since we've done that. About a year and a half, or a little over a year rather. December is the last time we were underneath that level of 2023. Okay, so either way, I'll go ahead and get you some more information as we see it happening as things progress. But for right now, you probably want to not touch this coin with a 10-foot pole. If you're going to average in, honestly, this low 660, 650 mark may be a good consideration. But from a liquidation perspective, we still got more downside to come. So I would say DCA target roughly would be 550 based solely on heavy pockets of liquidation, and then secondary to that the 650 range as well, just based on the fact that we usually see candle wicks to those levels to sweep that and the price recovers from there. So 650 and 550, two easy round numbers to remember. That would probably be a good starting point for us. Cool. All right, folks. I hope you found benefit here. Once again, don't forget to like the video. Do that every time. Honestly, I get less than 5% likes on my videos. It's very frustrating to see people are finding benefit and not actually hitting the like button. It's really the only thing I ask from you. Please do that. Future reference to Bitunix, again, make sure you take advantage of this benefit here. Link down below for that as well. Hope you all have a good rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself.